y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jamaica and I'm a mommy and teacher from Tennessee, and this is that Mama Teacher Life. So today I'm going to be sharing everything that I do on the first week of school in pre-K. My huge August file here, which is pretty much everything that I do the first week and through August. But I do want to clarify, our first week in pre-K are staggered days, which means that for 4 days we only have like a quarter of our kiddos. So we usually do like 4, 4, 4, and 4, or if we have more, like we add on. And then that Friday we have all the girls, that Monday we have all the boys, and then that Tuesday of the following week is when all the kids come. So my first week in pre-K is kind of like doing the same thing for 4 days, and then doing something different that Friday and that Monday, and then that Tuesday doing something completely different with the whole class. So I want to clarify that, because you're going to be like, okay, Jamaica, you only do like 4 things the whole week of pre-K. Yeah, but that's because we do staggered days. So that's just what we do. It is very, very early. I'm drinking me some coffee, but let's get down into it. So the main thing with the first week of pre-K, you have to remember that these kids have never been anywhere. So we can't just, like welcome them in and tell them, we have to follow the rules. We have to walk in the hallway like this. We have to do that, and like not like really like touch it, because they have no idea what you're talking about. So the way that I do things is I try to make every single thing a game. I'm kind of like organizing everything right now. I try to make everything into a game so that students have a little bit more fun while learning these skills. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today. Oh wow, I have this organized so well. I'm so proud of myself. And I'll also link everything in the description box, because some of these things are on my TPT, some of them are on another TPT page, but they're a freebie. But mostly everything here is from my store. So during my first few days of pre-K, the main things I focus on is routine. So that means like carpet rules, hallway rules, center rules, like things like that. Routines, following directions, which is just, being like a nice friend in the classroom, things like that. And learning about the kiddos. So we have 3 circle times. We have 2 circle times and 1 story time at my school. So I kind of want you to like think about that, and I'm doing the same thing for 4 days. So yeah, and things are going to change this school year, because I'm going to be doing the bucket fillers. I'm going to show you guys that too. Let me grab it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run you through how a regular school day will look on the first 4 days of school in pre-K. So students sit in the hallway, and then I go get them. They'll come in, they'll unpack, we eat breakfast in our classrooms, and then what I do is I provide them with 2 color sheets on their table. This one says, hooray, it's my first day of pre-K, and then this one says, I drew this picture on my first day of preschool. So they have the choice of which one they want to do at their tables. This is after they eat breakfast, because this is kind of getting them into a routine of staying at their tables until it's time to go to the carpet. Now granted, this year I will be starting steam bins, but I will not start that on the first week of school for sure, because first I need them to learn how to play with items, put items back on the shelves, clean up items, things like that. So we'll not start that on the first few days of school, but we'll definitely be starting that in August for sure. So this one is from Erin Holland, Holland, I don't know, on TPT, and this one does not have a name on it, so I might try to make something for you guys and get it on TPT that says, just like a first day of pre-K color sheet, since I don't have the link to these. But this is what they do when they first come in. So then we come to the carpet. Obviously the kiddos have no idea how to sit on the carpet just yet, so I just let them sit on any circle, tell them to sit crisscross applesauce, hands in their lap, and I sit down with them so I can give them like an example of what that looks like, because you remember some kids have never been to school before, so they don't know what's a crisscross applesauce. So once we're on the carpet, I start going over how we sit. And I use these little cards right here. They're from Lakeshore. I've tried to find these so many times. Like last year, they were like a hit on my Instagram and everybody wanted them, but I didn't know where to find them. So I'm so sorry, but they're from Lakeshore. But it just shows a child sitting on the carpet, pretty much your carpet routine. So we go through these like a million times. So it says, number 1, you find your space on the carpet. Number 2, you sit down. Number 3, put your hands in your lap. Number 4, you look and listen to the speaker. And then number 5, you raise your hand if you have a question. So we go through these. We actually like act it out. Like I'll tell them, okay, I'm going to send you back to your tables. Then I want you to do number 1. Then I want you to do number 2. Then I want you to do number 3, number 4, number 5. We make it such an exciting little game, and we say like how fast we can do it and all the things. So that's what we do when we go over our carpet routine. I make it really, really fun. This wall right here, I'm like right by my like learning area, is a magnetic wall, so I just stick them up there. So we'll go through. I'm like, number 1, you find your what? And they're like, your spot. I'm like, your spot, yes, okay. And then number 2, you do what? Sit down, sit down. Good. Number 3, you put your hands in your what? Lap. That's right. Number 4, you look and you listen to the who. And they always say teacher, not speaker. You're your teacher. I'm like, yeah. And then number 5, what do? You have to ask a question. You what? Raise your hand. So we go through that. We go through these so many times, but I also keep them up in this area for a while as a constant reminder for students to remember how to sit on the carpet. So once we went over kind of like how to sit on the carpet a few times, then I tell them before we can do our first activity, we're going to go over how to be good listeners. So I made this poster. I'm going to make it again probably. I'm not an artist, but I made this poster maybe like 2 years ago, and I've just like kept it since then. So it's just how to be good listeners. So my eyes are watching. My lips are closed. My ears are listening. My hands are in my lap. And my feet are crisscross applesauce. So we just go over that, how to be a good listener on the carpet. And then after going over the routines of the carpet, we usually go into our first activity. So my first activity, this is up on my TPT page. Hold on. All right, so my first activity is up on my TPT page. This is how I give students a tour of their new school, because that's a huge part of pre-K. They've never been to school before, so make sure you always give them a huge dramatic tour of everything they're going to be able to do at their new school, the fun they're going to have, all the things. But also, this provides you the perfect time to go over those hallway rules, because that's very important. So how I give my students a tour of their new school is my Pete the Cat scavenger hunt. So we go on a scavenger hunt all through the school, finding all of Pete's shoes, and we find clues along the way that lead us to the next color clue. So this is how I give them a tour of the school, and it is so much fun, like so much fun. This is up on my TPT page right now. It's only $2.50. The clues are editable. You get all of the shoes you need with the purchase. So the only thing you really need is the Pete the Cat I Love My White shoes. So yeah. So the reason that we go over carpet rules and listening first is because they have to be able to sit on the carpet and listen to hear our story. So this is the first story that my kiddos would ever hear in our classroom. This is the first thing I read to them. So we read this, I make it really dramatic. I like, you know, I love my white shoes. I love my white shoes. Do all the things, okay? So then after we read this, I tell them, okay, y'all, so I have a secret. And they're all like, what? And I'm just like, Pete the Cat is hiding in our classroom. And I put up this clue right here, actually. It looks different on my TPT page because these were clip arts that were just from Google. But I bought some Pete the Cat clip arts. So the ones on TPT are like different clip arts. So I tell them that Pete the Cat's hiding in our classroom. We have to find him. So then they go nuts, like looking for Pete the cat in our classroom. And then once the student finds it, they're like, I found Pete, I found Pete. And I read them the first clue. So this is what the first clue says. It says, hi students, you found me. It's also my first day of school, but I lost my new shoes. Can you help me find them by listening to clues that your teacher will read to you? You will? Thanks. Here's your first clue. It goes into their first clue to find their first shoe. So it says your first clue is where we go when we need to make a call. It is also the place we get items to celebrate you for counting to 100 and knowing all your letters and your sounds. So this clue will actually be hidden in our office. So once they find the red shoe, they'll also find the next clue. So it said, you found my red shoe. Here's the next clue. Find the shoe that looks like the sky. It is also in the place that you go when you're feeling dry. I'm thirsty. So then that will lead them to the blue shoe, which will be in our cafeteria. So this is how I give students a tour of the school. I would definitely make time for that. I know it's like so many things to teach the kids, but this is like an amazing way to teach the kids about their new school, all the fun things that they're going to do when they're behaving and things like that. Not just when they're behaving, like pretty much all the fun things they're going to do at their new school, pretty much. So giving a tour of the school is really, really important to me. I would definitely make time for it. I would definitely make time to make it fun. Again, this Pete the Cat scavenger hunt is up on my TPT page like right now. If you want to get it for $2.50, you can go ahead and print them, laminate them, edit the clues, and you have them like every single school year. I'm going to reprint them. The one that's on my TPT also has different color shoes because it didn't have like a brown shoe. I think it had a yellow shoe when I bought the clip arts for it. So yeah, but it's up right now, and this is a huge thing that I do. It does take up a little bit of time, but you have to think about, you're also teaching those hallway procedures, like, okay, walk with your hands behind your back. We have to make sure we're quiet in the hallways. There are different classes everywhere. They're getting a look of everything. So I love doing a scavenger hunt. After the scavenger hunt, I feel like it's like usually time to maybe go to centers. And when I do centers with my students the first week of school, I go to each center with them. So I go to each rotation with them. I'm going to do a whole video about my centers, my center rotations, all of those things soon. So you don't have to worry about that. But during that first week, I go to each center with them. We go through each toy on the shelf, and we go through how we use it and how we don't use it. And this shows students exactly what to do. Like, there should be no confusion because Mr. Jamaica is right here with you, going through each center rotation with you right now. So that's something that I do the first week of school. Like, when that bell rings, I'm moving with them every single time. So I go to every rotation so that we can learn how to play with our items the right way and take care of all of our center routine things. So yes, after centers, I don't know, I don't really know my schedule. I'm gonna say we're gonna go back to the carpet, and then we do our behavior activity. So y'all, this has to be like my favorite activity ever. So with pre-K kids, they've never been into school, so you can't really tell them to follow the rules. You know, like they're like, what's the rule? What am I following? They don't understand. So what I do is I put it into perspective for them. And we read, David Goes to School. If y'all have never read a No David book, perfect example what you don't want your kids to do in your classroom. Okay. So we read No David, and we look at all the things that David did. And like, I pretty much tell them, like, we do not do this at school. That's why we, like, after every part, we say, no, David, like when he's doing something wrong, like this one. The girl's like, shh. And I'm like, what is David doing? And they're like, he's being too loud. I'm like, that's right. Y'all say, no, David. And they say, no, David. So we do this to discuss behaviors. But after that, I have this item. It's from TPT. I'm gonna see if I can find the seller real quick. I had this No David activities from the weekly sprinkle. It is actually, y'all, a freebie. I am obsessed with it, so go look it up. I'll link it down below. But what it has is, after you read the No David book, again, this is like for going over behaviors. After you read the No David book, it has a No David and a yes David. So you can talk about those no behaviors and those yes behaviors in your classroom. So what I do, I put these on like a little whiteboard that I have, and I tell the students, okay, so we just read this book and we've seen all the no David things that happen. We've seen all the ways that we are not supposed to act in our classroom. So now we're going to sort through some behaviors. We're going to have no Davids and we're going to have yes Davids. And you're going to help me put these in the right spot. So it comes with like all these cards. It's perfect for like bigger kids. I just sort through like the ones that we would use mostly in pre-K, like that like hit home in pre-K the most. So yeah. So what I do, I sit all the cards on the carpet. We sit in a circle and I let students take turns just pulling a card out of the little pile. And when they pull it out, they hand it to me and I read it to them. And I say, ooh, play in the bathroom. So I hand it back to them and I say, do you think we're supposed to play in the bathroom? Is that a yes David or a no David? And then we sort those no David and yes David behaviors. I lost my words. So we sort those no David and yes David behaviors. Like this one says participate. So this will go on the yes David. So these, I'm obsessed with them. Like this one says be respectful. Yes David. Follow directions. Yes David. Hit. No David. Raise your hand. Yes David. Destroy supplies. No David. So I love doing these. And then after we do these, I always play a little song on YouTube. It's like, I can follow the rules, I can follow the rules, and we'll have a good day when I follow the rules. See if I can find that. Follow the rules song. And that kind of, okay, it's called I Can Follow the Rules song. Music for Classroom Management by Heidi Songs. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm not going to play it or anything like that. But that's what it looks like on YouTube in case you want to play it also. So we play that after we do the No David song because it goes like in even more depth about following rules in the classroom. And a few of their gist, he says I can listen to my teacher, listen to my teacher and follow the rules, follow the directions, keep my hands to myself, I'll be nice to everybody. That was a good one. And then he kind of explains, it's gonna be so funny, and then it kind of explains it gives us more time to learn and more time to play and more time for fun stuff every day when we follow the rules. So really, really love that song. And then after we do that, we draw a yes David behavior. So usually I draw a few of them on the board to give them example. This is their first day of school. They're like, you want me to draw what? So I draw maybe sharing with a friend, and I draw all stick figures. I'm not like too extra. So I draw maybe sharing with a friend or sitting on the carpet or taking care of art supplies. Like I might draw them with like a pencil in their hand and things like that. So, and then we write yes, whatever the student's name is. So this comes in the No David activity also. And again, this one is free. So right now you have a freebie, my scavenger hunt that costs $2.50, and then we're gonna go back into freebies. So that is our 2 circle times. And then for story time, we read this book, Just a Bad Day. Because then I'm going to start talking about emotions just a little bit. So how to deal with your very hard emotions in school, because it's not easy. So my story time, actually, I should have started with this. My story time is like in the morning. I do my story time like first thing, and then I do another story time before nap time, 5 time. But I do my story time right in the mornings when students get here. So we're going to read this book and we're going to talk about how to deal with your emotions and your feelings and things like that. So we read this story, and then after, this is a freebie on my page, we do this, and it says, this is how I'm feeling today. So this is actually what students do when they first come in. I'm so sorry. We don't do, what did I say we did the first thing they came in? Oh, go over like all the carpet things and stuff like that. Like, I don't even worry about the rules yet. I worry about you dealing with how you're feeling, because they just left their mom or their dad or their grandma for the first time. Most of them haven't been in school yet. So it's very important to address their emotions, address how they're feeling today and all the things, because most of the time you're gonna have your PK kids come in. They're not just going to be like the happiest camper in the world, but some of them will be happy. So that's why I read just a bad day, because by the end of the story, like, he's, you know, he's redirected his behaviors. And then we go to this, and we do this all sitting together on the carpet. I put this on the clipboard. It says, "This is how I'm feeling today," and students choose which clip art looks like them the most or relates to them the most. So I have this boy option, and then I have like more girl options because it was more choices for the girls. I have this one with the hair, and then two more with hair, I think. But this is my example I did like 2 years ago. This is how I'm feeling today, because it already has the outline of the person. All the kiddos have to draw is the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and color like the hair to relate to them. So students do this to show me just how they're feeling on their first day of school. First thing that we do when they come in, like, I want to talk about how you're feeling today. And sorry, I just want to talk about how you're feeling today, let you know you're okay, how to deal with these feelings, and let's draw how we all feel today. And sometimes you will get those kiddos that draw like a sad face, which breaks your heart, but then you know which ones need a little bit extra loving on that day. So definitely do something with feelings. This is a freebie on my TPT because it's pretty much just like all of the blank kid doodles that the students will color and draw in to make it look like how they're feeling today. So this is what I do. So this is pretty much the two circle times, pretty much 3 circle times, honestly. The 2 circle times and the story time. So those 3 things are what I do on the first 4 days of school with every one of my students. So that's what I do. But now we're going to talk about what I'm going to do on the all boy day and all girl day. So before students leave, they will actually be leaving with a little piece of homework. So it's all about me bag. Can you see it? Focus. There we go. It's all about me bag. So I send these home with students every single school year, and it just says, "Welcome to pre-kindergarten fill up this all about me bag." So they put a picture of them there, they can put a picture or draw a picture of them as a baby, put a picture in or draw a picture of their family, something they like to play or do, their favorite food, and something special about them. And they put them in these bags. I'm so happy I've seen these. I need to make more of these. So this goes home with them after their first Stacker Day, and they bring it back on their next day of school. So the all boys day or all so they bring it back on their next day of school, which is the all boys day or the all girls day. And then we look at these all together. So this is like a little piece of homework that goes with him on their first day of school. So as for when all the students come back, like all the boys and all the girls, which would be that Friday and then next Monday, that day is when we will go over all these things again, except for like the scavenger hunt. I don't do the scavenger hunt again, but we do most of these things again. All right, so now as for when all the boys and all the girls come, so all boys or all girls will come that Friday and that Monday. So this will finish out like the whole first week of pre-K for you guys. So what I'm going to do is that day is when we will start our bucket filler behavior management system. So if you don't know, I'm going to be using bucket fillers this school year. I'm really excited about it. I have a really good feeling about it, which makes me really happy. So, but I can't just be like, you're going to earn fillers and those fillers will be how you get your treasure box. Okay, no, I have to explain how they get the fillers. So doing that, I'm going to explain the No David again. So we're going to go into the No David and say when we're making those Yes David choices and those behaviors in our classroom, that's an easy way to get a filler into your bucket. But then I'm also going to go into our cub rules, which is the Gimme 5. Let me show you Gimme 5. All right, so I work at a school where we are like the Cubs, and we have like certain rules for our school. So yes, of course, we're going to follow like all the things that David did the right way, the yes David things, but this is when I'm going to teach them about our school rules, like the rules that they will say every single morning on the intercom. So those are I will come ready, I will use respect, I will be responsible, I will stay safe, and I will be a leader. So those are 5 rules. So I created this activity that's called Gimme 5. So this is how I'm going to quickly just tell students. They're like, I don't want to keep saying follow the rules, follow directions. Like, you guys are not following the rules, you're not following directions. I'm going to tell my students to give me 5. Like, give me 5, y'all, give me 5. Give me 5. So this day is when I'll go over that, and I will go over how Gimme 5 will work. So this is what I created for Gimme 5. And this one just says I can keep a safe body. I have one that says every single one of the club rules. So I think I'm going to have all of them say I can make good choices. Maybe. I don't know. But these will be on the little caddies. Let's see if I can show you. These will be on those blue, orange, and green caddies. Because then now I will be going into how they will be earning rewards in my classroom and all the things. So first, I'm going to start with going over the Cub rules. We're going to talk about how they even relate to David and his yes behaviors, and how our Cub rules will keep us safe at school and how important they are. And we'll go over like saying them and things like that, because they will say them every single morning. And then I'll tell them, will you follow those Cub rules and you give me 5, you can earn all the things in your bucket. So then we will do this together. So I'm gonna have this blowed up into a big poster, and it says, how can we be bucket fillers in our classroom? And we're just going to sit together. We're going to think of ways that we can be bucket fillers in our classroom. Granted, I've just went over it, but sometimes you gotta remember pre-K, everything just goes whoosh, and they don't know nothing that you talked about. So I might have just went over how we can be bucket fillers, but now I want them to tell me. I'm going to have like sticky notes, and I'm going to just stick sticky notes into the bucket as they tell me how we can be bucket fillers. So I'm going to have 2 of these posters, because I have one for the boys and one for the girls, and then we're going to compare them all together. So yeah, and if you're wondering, I've been at this school for this coming out 5th year. They've just always did boys and girls. It ain't my choice, whatever. So yes, we're going to do how can we be bucket fillers in our classroom, and I'm going to jot down the ways that students said that we can be bucket fillers in our classroom. Then after that, after my students are completely educated, I guess, in how to be bucket fillers, and we're ready to start being bucket fillers in the classroom, I am going to have them color this. It says I am a bucket filler, and they're gonna just color this and be able to take this home. And then I'll tell parents that their new behavior calendar is in their folder, because now they know how to be bucket fillers in the classroom, and we'll be starting our behavior incentive. So if you want me to talk more about how I'm going to be using the bucket fillers in my classroom, just let me know. This is up on TPT. This is a freebie on my TPT page, that Mama Teacher Life. And then this one does cost. The calendars that do cost, because I have the whole school year done. So yeah, if you want these, they do cost. And also, I should have said that with this activity and everything, I will be reading the story on how to be a bucket filler for kids. I have it in Amazon. I'm about to do unboxing. I have to finish that up actually. So I will also be reading that to the students. So this will take up like the first circle time that day, all about how our behavior incentives will work. I'll go over like the store, all those things. So that's what we will do on the first full day of boys and the first full day of girls. So we'll do this. The Gimme 5, which the Gimme 5 will only be used on the carpet. It will only be used during the carpet squares. So I might actually I can keep a safe body, because this is when students are sitting crisscross applesauce and being safe on the carpet. This is the only time that I'll use the Gimme 5. So I actually might I'll stay safe on the carpet. I don't really know. So that's our first circle time during that first full day all together. And then since there's more kids here, we'll spend a lot more time in centers because obviously I won't be able to go with each group because there are gonna be more kids here. So we'll go really, like me and my assistant really will be floating around to make sure that everybody's doing the right thing and everybody remembers how to play with our center items and things like that. So after that, we will go into another activity about kindness. I know. But you gotta understand, y'all, kindness in pre-K is a big deal because some of them have never had interactions with other kids. So it's very important to talk about how we can be kind, what kindness even means, like what can we do, you know, what do we not do, all things like that. So we go into another activity on how to be kind. And let me go get something because I don't have the activity that I need. I'll be right back. Okay, so again, kindness is a huge thing in pre-K. Teaching kiddos how to be kind, how to be a nice friend, because this is sometimes their first interactions with other kids. So we have to be sure to teach them, like, we don't hit, we keep our hands to ourselves, like we're nice, we make sure everybody's included, we don't judge people. That's a huge part. So I go into just like another activity on kindness and how to be kind. And I know we listen to like this like little song. I'm gonna vlog the first week of pre-K, so if I don't, because I don't think I know the song off the top of my head. That's how I said that, because I don't think I know the song off the top of my head, and I think my computer is dead. So all right, so what I do for kindness is more of a visual situation. So there's a YouTube video that's really good about kindness, and we watch that video and we look at all the ways that we can be kind and ways that we cannot, like, are not kind, and we go over it. I pause the video like constantly, like, is that a kind thing to do? No. Is this a kind thing to do? Yeah. Is this a kind thing to do? No. So then I tell them, okay, so you guys, we're going to be giving out kindness awards, okay? Yes, this is up on my TPT also. So the kindness awards, and then this little activity that goes along with it. So that's what those look like. So after we talk about kindness, how can we be kind in the classroom, showing kindness, the importance of kindness in our classroom, I tell them that you guys are going to be working so hard today to earn a kindness award. And I read it to them. And I say, thank you so much for showing a random act of kindness. Your kindness is contagious. Continue to be kind and see how you can change the world. Miss Jamaica. This is editable on my TPT also, if you guys want it. So then it goes into another picture that says, this is how I look when others are kind to me. But this time they're gonna draw their hair, their eyes, their nose, their facial expressions, everything like that. And it shows them how they feel when others are kind to them. Because it's not just that I want you to show kindness, like I want kindness to be shown to you also. So I want you to give it and receive it. So I want to see how you think you will look when you're receiving kindness from your friends. So we do that, and then that whole day I'm just watching for random acts of kindness. And then I fill out that card. I have them a little treat that goes with it. And I tell them, like, Aaron has earned his random act of kindness because he was just sharing his blocks with a friend. Or Joseph just earned his random act of kindness because he just sharpened his pencil for his friend. Like, things like that. So we give out random act of kindness awards that day to just show them how, again, contagious, I put that in the act of kindness, how contagious being kind is, and how I just want our whole classroom community to be uber kind to each other, and I just want us to be a family. So that's what we do. So those are our 2 circle times on that day. And then for story time, I actually introduce our calm down corner, because I feel like the day that everybody's there, I'm more so focused on feelings, routines, dealing with emotions, all of that, because now they're about to deal with a lot more people. Because it's different when they come and there's 4 kids there, but then they come back and it's like, well, if I have 10 boys, there's 10 boys there, they're like, okay, why are y'all here? What are you doing here? I'm not sharing with you, all the things. So for story time, I usually read B is for breathing, and I introduce our calm down corner over here, and I introduce like counting to 10 and like using like rainbow breaths and pretty much just dealing with emotions, you guys, because that's a big part of pre-K. You have to teach them how to deal with their emotions, or they'll just like lash out. Honestly, they'll just lash out. They'll be so angry, but they won't even know how to deal with it. So that's a very, very important part. So yeah. All right, so I hope this like helped you guys out a little bit. I really don't know. I feel like I was just talking in circles, or I was talking too fast. I know I talk really fast, so granted, but those are the things that I do the first week of pre-K. So again, those first 4 days are staggered days. I do the same thing for 4 days, and then that Friday and that Monday I do something different, and then that Tuesday when everybody gets here, we start our curriculum, because our curriculum has like a ready for school theme. So yeah, we just go ahead and start the curriculum when all the students come. But those are things I do. I hope you can use some of them. The No David, definitely a favorite freebie on TPT. What was it? Miss Sprinkles something. It'll be linked below. And then all the other items are on my TPT page, that Mama Teacher Life. Some are freebies, some of them do cost. And yeah, if that was not, this is my first sit down video, so if it was not any good, please let me know. Be honest with me, because I feel like I talk like 17 miles a minute and I don't know if it was helpful. But those are the things I do the first few days of pre-K. Those are things I do. I feel like they hit everything the students need to know. Hallway routines, carpet routines, class rules, being a nice friend, dealing with your feelings, how to be a good listener. I don't know. So yeah, I hope this was okay. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to see how my first week in pre-K actually does go. You know how you can have like all these things playing, and then school starts, you're like, yep, that is all out the window. So make sure you subscribe to see how this school year goes. I'm very, very excited. The next sit down video I will do will not be really like sitting down, but I'll be filming my center routine, how the centers work, everything like that. So I'll be filming that next Saturday. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm out. Peace.